This is our final presentation of our event, the Ultimate Frisbee Challenge. Our event was supposed to be a charity sport event based in October because it is classified as the Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Our event featured 2 games, cornhole and ultimate frisbee, which was willing participation from each member of the event.
So what did we want to achieve when we set out to first put on this event? Our goals were to raise awareness for breast cancer and charity, like Clayton said, tying into the whole October's Breast Cancer Month. We looked at getting donations for the Breast Cancer Research Foundation. We wanted to find some organization we could donate to, put out a little donation box, try to help them out, coordinating with our event. Help people participate in frisbee games or cornhole, just get them active. It is a sport class, so we had to have some focus on athleticism, and it was a great way of getting people involved and just having a little fun, keeping them relaxed, giving them a good environment in which we were able to put on our event. Our target group, it was students and teachers on campus, mainly looking at foot traffic, people who might not really be aware our event was going on, but as they're passing by might be interested, see all the decoration we put up and come over and learn a little bit about what we're doing. And we anticipated around 50 people. We know participation rates for stuff on campus isn't quite as high as other colleges see, so we knew that was an obstacle we would have to overcome.
Then the next step is our planning phase. We had our kickoff meeting on 18th of September. This was when we met and finalized our goal and event concept, as well as we divided the tasks each of us had to do. For example, I was responsible for the organization, analysis, and evaluation throughout the whole planning stages.
Next, we had to find a charity organization. We looked nationally and locally. However, locally, no one responded to our attempts to communicate with them. And nationally, we looked at kind of who was donating the highest percentage of all donations towards actual services. So rather than Susan G. Komen or something like that, where maybe 60% of every dollar donated, we decided to go with Breast Cancer Research Foundation since they were up around 91%, which is great for a charity. Next, we had to look at locations and reserving one. So we started out thinking we wanted to do our event on Alpine Turf, as it was recently opened, and we wanted to give people a chance to come up there, check it out, get an event going. However, we were told it wasn't available for renting out to students, which we later found out was a lie, as other people were able to reserve it. So we next chose the West Lawn, as we would see a lot of foot traffic, people going to and from classes, and we worked with SGA to get that reserved, which we'll talk about later.
The next phase was collecting and organizing the decorations and items that were used during the event, such as frisbees, penny smocks for the players who play ultimate frisbee, things such as a raffle bowl, tablecloths, cones, and the best part about it is we found everything with the pink theme. So we kept everything pink, everything towards breast cancer awareness, and all in one theme.
Next aspect was looking at sponsors, gifts and prizes, and also food and catering. So we went through how we could draw people in. So obviously with doing prizes that people could win just from the participating factor. So we contacted Cronky Sports and the Pepsi Center to see if they would like to donate Avalanche tickets. And they were very willing to donate 2 Avalanche tickets for December 7th against the Nashville Predators. We also got different gift cards from Buffalo Wild Wings, 2 $10 gift cards, as well as weather call subscriptions, which Clayton provided, and things like that. So, and then as far as catering, we knew that food would be also a great draw because college students love free food. We all know that. So we again went to Buffalo Wild Wings and asked for their assistance, and they were more than happy to help us out. So we wrote out a letter that they in turn sent to their corporate office so that they could get it written off as a free, as a tax write-off. It's also cross promotion for them and free advertising since they can. So that was what we did for.
Yeah, the next step was the marketing. It was a very challenging one, most of all because our event got postponed. But first of all, what was important for marketing was designing the flyer. Um, we created a flyer with two sides. First side was just telling that the Ultimate Frisbee Challenge, tell people that there's a raffle with amazing prizes, that it's for charity, and that they can set up teams to play Ultimate Frisbee. And on the other side, we demonstrated our big grand prize, which will lead to avalanche tickets, as well as all the rules and registration that people had to do.
Okay, so for the promotion, we decided to post the flyers that were previously shown across campus. This wasn't the greatest way to get out our event because all the billboards that we can post on campus are completely covered in flyers. And on some of them, our flyer even got completely covered up and you couldn't see it at all. I think our two best ways of promotion were word of mouth, which was us just standing up in front of a class, and telling them about our event, telling them what it is, where it's at, when it is, and so on. As well as the cooperation with the clubs across UCCS, such as the International Buddy Program and UCCS Frisbee Club, sending out mass emails to their participants in the club, and then getting word out by that too. That was probably our best way to do it, as well as just setting up in the middle of campus. We really got a lot of draw from people just walking by.
So then we got to our actual event, and we started set up around 10 a.m. We actually began our event around noon once we got food. We saw a lot of people, maybe 1 out of every 8 that we actually advertised to or yelled out to said, hey, you interested in coming and seeing what we got over here? Actually came over. So we did see a lot of people. We weren't able to generate a lot of interest and a lot of people actually to the event. However, the people we did get to come, they definitely helped out. They participated. They were interested in the cornhole or giving a donation or, just hanging around with friends, eating some food. We were able to get a lot of people who had some sort of tie to breast cancer. Either they know someone who had it or someone who passed of it. They were our main source for donations. Otherwise, people were just having a good time, relaxing, socializing with friends.
So for the evaluation of our event, we set out goals at the beginning of our event to meet. Our main ones were to raise awareness for breast cancer and the charity and to receive donations. We had a goal of at least 50 people interested in our event. And our actual interest was 50 plus, even though it was just people passing by, people just stopping by, people only interested in the food. But we counted everything. Getting donations was our second biggest one, and we set a goal of about $50, which is kind of low, but we were hoping to get more. The actual amount we got was from 30 people, about $40. The next part was we wanted to have people participate in the games itself. We got pretty good participation. Our goal was at least 50 people playing in and out of all day. We got only about 30 playing cornhole and ultimate frisbee between the two. Another goal was people should really have fun at our event, and I think that was one of the big things we did really well. People came, they had fun with their friends, they talked, they ate. They played a little bit of ultimate frisbee or cornhole, won some prizes. I think it was very successful with the fun aspect. And our goal for target group was students and teachers. We pretty much met that, but it was mostly heavy on the student side because most teachers didn't pass by. We had a few teachers stop by, mostly talked to my mom about her business, but when it came to just people participating and eating the Buffalo Wild Wings and donating, it was mostly students.
So looking at what went well, what didn't go well, our event after we actually started it went off without a hitch. It was running smooth. We didn't encounter any obstacles during it. We had planned out and thought ahead for any situation, so we were pretty happy there. Breast cancer awareness, that went pretty well. People were taking some of the materials we were providing them and tying in with the whole theme. If they weren't aware of it before, they were now. What was okay, we had difficulties with our preparation time, just because we had a month between when we started this project and when we actually put on our event. So we were a little rushed there. Donations, although we had a good ratio, more than $1 per person who actually showed up, we still didn't reach our goals, so that's a little bit disappointing. And some were doing it just out of the goodness of their heart, like I said earlier, because they were aware of someone who had breast cancer. And other people were just doing it for the tickets, and either way, at least we were getting donations in some form or another. Also, the free food, it was a great attention getter, and it brought a lot of people over. However, it wasn't enough to get people to stay. A lot of people just came and grabbed some wings and then went on to their class. So that's something we could have improved on next time. What went bad? Working with SGA, as you very well know, is very frustrating and difficult, and that's where a lot of our problems, especially with postponing the event, came up. Where the day before we were supposed to put on our original one, October 17th, we got a call saying we can't do it. We have to push it back. Luckily, we had a contingency plan and rented out the lawn for the week after. However, just dealing with trying to market our event for a week after and get the word out that it wasn't occurring was definitely a bump in the road. There weren't so many people on campus as there were on Friday as there could have been during one of the other weekdays. Wednesday, we probably would have seen a lot more people and foot traffic. And the campus community was not very interested. Like we said before, participation rates on this campus aren't quite as high as other places. It's getting better, but we knew what to expect. Maybe we were a little optimistic going for 50 people, but rather than being pessimistic, it's better to expect more.
So after our evaluation piece, we looked at and we just said, what could we have improved on? What we would do better next time? So from the marketing aspect, using social media better. So we decided that what we would do next time is create a Facebook page with the event, inviting the entire UCCS student body through that aspect, handing out tickets if they shared it with people on there and different aspects like that. Also getting on the UCCS website on their calendar as well as their Twitter feed. Just again to get it to the mass market, and as well as sending out email to the entire UCSU body. We only sent it out to the clubs, had them send out to their members, as well as our sport management program as well, and then things like that. In the planning process, we could have done a little bit. We would do a better job of researching each exact step of the planning process. Such as our exact location that we were going to have, the time, adjusting our time, prizes, every aspect of the planning process. And then next was contingency planning. Because our event did get canceled on the 17th of October, we had to push it back. We weren't expecting something like that to happen. So again, having contingency plan for if the location wasn't going to work out, we had a backup location for the same day and for another day, having multiple dates that we could do it at, whether it was weather issues or getting canceled like it did, having a backup for catering if Buffalo Wild Wings didn't work out, just everything about everything that we could have a contingency for, that we could plan for, we could have done a better job doing something for that.
Thank you for your time, and thank you for a great semester.